It's that time of the year again, just past New Year's, so time for the Dakar Rally. And very fittingly, I've just purchased this Rastar building block sets of the Audi RS Q e-tron, the car that won the 2024 edition, the first electrically powered car to do so as well. And this one here seems to be the extreme version and not the rally winner Carlos Sainz's machine. This set is officially licensed by Audi for Rastar, as you can see here. And I've actually never heard of the brand Rastar before, to be honest, but they seem to be quite legit. This car here is a bit like the Lego Speed Champions cars, I guess. Here on the back there are more pictures of the car in these small insets, and it all looks kind of nice. On the bottom then there is a bit more info about the brand Rastar, and on the top then the Audi licensing again and some choking hazard warnings. So let's open it up now and see what you actually get. So just like the Lego sets, the box contains several plastic bags with all the pieces in it, the instructions manual, and of course a much needed sticker set. And right away I noticed the stickers are a bit different than on the pictures of the box. As you can see, this is the Carlos Sainz Lucas Cruz car after all, which actually makes sense as they were the winners with this car, as opposed to the Extreme Bergfist names on the main picture. They must have changed it very last minute. There are quite a lot of stickers then too, which kind of makes sense as most racing cars need a lot of those. To the manual then, and on the first page there is some technical data about the real RS Q e-tron Audi. On the next page a few more studio shots with the Extreme Bergfist names still on there. And they actually even wrongly spelled Bergfist or something like that. Maybe that's another reason why they changed it. On the next page then the real instructions actually start. So let's now go ahead and build this thing. So yeah, Rastar, I didn't really know what to expect from these brands. I have to say the blocks they use are very similar to Lego. I only noticed a few bricks I've never seen in Lego form before, and they seem to be car specific then. I do like this long plate here that is brand and car specific actually, and it has the sets info on it just like on the bottom of a model car. That's pretty cool. The whole build took me about an hour, I think. It was quite straightforward, nothing too complicated about this set. I like how it slowly comes together, and some things are quite unique, like the small stickers on the side of these plates. On the back then, this little cover is then also quite interesting, and it's only connected by this one stud piece, so it kind of wobbles around a bit, but nothing too bad. The most obvious pieces that are set specific are the mirrors, and I like the look of those, but in a way I think it's cooler when you can find a brick build solution. The most interesting part then is the suspension, and they found a clever way using these elastic bands to give the car a working independent suspension. It all works smoothly, and there's quite a lot of suspension travel as well. You do have to make sure everything is clicked in the right place though, otherwise you have this hilarious stance of the wheels, like on this picture I found from an online shop. And they also put the red striped stickers upside down, but the wheels, I really wonder how they didn't notice that it looked all a bit too goofy. The wheels then, of course, are set specific. And I like how the tires are very grippy and soft, almost a bit too soft, but it kind of works on this set. And this in combination with the bouncy suspension make that this car can take quite a battering, and it's very enjoyable to drop it on its wheels like that. So the stickers then are next, and I'll apply these quickly onto the car so we can have a good look at the finished product. And so here it is all stickered up. I think it looks pretty cool and not too dissimilar to the real machine. There were a few printed parts in this set, like the Audi ring logos on the front here, and then also on the back of the car. On the side windows there are prints as well, and these all look crisp and clear. The many stickers are, however, a much needed add-on. They are of decent quality, but some of those need to be placed over several bricks, which pretty much kills the replay value. The stickers then are also quite prone to creasing, as you can see on some of them, where I pull them off again to reposition them. And these now have very noticeable creases, so there's no way you can remove the stickers without damaging them. If you would want to rebuild this set, you'll most likely need a full new sticker set. Another issue I encountered is the quality of some of the pieces and how they fit together. This front wheel, for instance, is very loose. It doesn't grip on the axle piece well enough, and this is something you wouldn't see on Lego sets. It doesn't fall off by itself though, but there's almost no resistance to it. I also don't like how Rastar have cut some corners. The cockpit, for instance, is just terrible. There's no detailing in it, not even a simple sticker for the dashboard. The steering wheel is just very poor as well. They just used this simple 1x1 round plate for it. No idea who thought this would be a good look. Next to the cockpit then, those black pieces here actually represent spare wheels. And I don't know why they made it like this. They could have easily used a tire to fit into this gap. It doesn't really look bad though, but if you know it's supposed to be a wheel in there, then the execution is a bit disappointing. The back of the car is not too much like the real car either. The presentation version did have these handles on the bumpers, let's say, but on the race car these were gone. I also would have liked a better solution for the rear light bar then, unless these hooked parts should represent the lights, but then they look very different from the real thing. Lastly, there are no figurines that are included with the car, and there are no other extras included either. And when you're used to the Lego Speed Champion set, it all feels a bit incomplete in a way. So is this set just rubbish then? Well, no, certainly not. I do really like the look of the car, even though it's not 100% accurate. In its defense, most Lego Speed Champion sets aren't all that accurate either. This Rastar build is very close to the real car, I think. And they really got these special shingles wheel arches right, and they kinda remind me a bit of the original flying shingle, this MG Roadster special driven and developed by none other than Ken Miles. The spring detail in the wheel wells is pretty good too, I think, and the BF Goodrich branding on the sidewalls of the tires is a nice surprise. I also like the little red wings sticking out on the sides, the cooling holes in the nose, and the big air intake on the roof. The special mirrors are very nicely detailed too, and they actually need a little sticker to, well, replicate the mirror itself. So I found building this set very entertaining, and the experience is very much like a Lego Speed Champion set. Here are the leftover spare parts for those who are interested in these things. The bricks then are of good quality, I think, and if you get the stickers right from the get-go, they look good too. The wheels are very nice as well, and I really like the bounciness of the suspension. In the end, I think it's a very cool car, a good set, and for only €20 you do get your money's worth for sure. So now I would like to ask you, have you built anything by Rastar before? And what do you think of this particular set? Let me know in the comments. Thanks a lot for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed. Leave a like if you did. Check out the other content too on the channel, like this mega brick build of the incredible Audi 90 IMSA GTO. Don't forget to subscribe too if you haven't already done so. In the meantime, take care, and I'll see you again in the next one.